Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Hope you all are fine. So students, the topic that we are going to study today, that is Unit 5. You can see in your contents that you are having 3 readings in Unit 5, that is Technology and Society of the Future. The second reading, Gender Inequality is Detrimental to Society. And the third reading, that is poem, The Schoolboy. So as you know that the first reading of the 5th unit, 5.1, Technology and the Society of the Future is excluded. And the 5.2, Gender Inequality is Detrimental to Society, this is included in your syllabus. So take out page 194. So while explaining the each and every paragraph, if you are having the book, so then it would be very easy for you while understanding each and every paragraph very clearly. First of all, students, the main thing that I just want to highlight here is this, that actually gender inequality is detrimental to society. This is the essay, or you can say that this is a kind of article in which the writer highlights the very bad treatment, the unjust and the painful treatment of the women in different corners of Pakistan. But here the writer, he is not only talking about the different societies and the different corners of only Pakistan, that what's the situation, what's the condition of the women. In fact, he is talking about the other underdeveloping countries also, in which we find the same situation of the women, that how they are how they are treated badly by the other people of the society. So the main highlighted points, that in the very beginning, in the very start of the lesson, that what he is talking about, that the women have been deprived of their basic rights in the field. And what are the basic rights of the female in our society? That is, first of all, education, health, finance and inheritance, which is actually detrimental to society. Like all these are the basic elements, all these are the basic rights due to which the women, they are deprived from their basic rights. So all these things due to which they are deprived from all these basic needs, this is very detrimental to our society. Means detrimental means very destructive, and something like which is not good, which cannot help even in the progress or the prosperity of any country. Students, if you just go through the first paragraph of this lesson, so in the very beginning, like they are talking about the ratio between male and female population in the world. So the ratio between male and female population in the world is quite obvious, and according to survey, women make more than 50% of the world's population. So in this way, women account for the major portion of population of world. Still, women are ignored in every walk of life due to this discriminatory attitude of man. They are being victimized on gender basis, and a society cannot make progress when a large portion of its population, that is female, when it is maltreated and deprived of their rights. Now students, if we talk about the other poor developing countries, so what's the condition in that poor and developing countries? Like women in poor and developing countries do not enjoy equal rights, and societies in these countries are patriarchal, that is male dominated. So women are often maltreated by the male members of society. They are neglected and deprived of enough education, health facilities and nutritious food. They lead a miserable life and face many hardships in the race of life, and it is therefore important to give women their due status and rights, so that male and female could work together in harmony to attain the natural goods. Now, if we just talk about the society, that actually we can also say that society is responsible for this reason, that the women, they are deprived from their basic rights. So if we talk about the society, like women are deprived of their due rights in our society because of ignorance. It is a common perception that women do not need nutrition, health facilities and quality education. They are assumed to be vulnerable and frail, who cannot contribute to the betterment and welfare of society, so they are considered good for nothing. Therefore, they are ignored and deprived of their due status in every walk of life. Now students, in the coming next lines, you can see that the society at large considers women as fragile human beings. What do you mean by fragile? Very weak, right? And this is a common perception that women are weak and fragile both physically and emotionally. So this particularly mindset is in operation. That is why women are subjected to discrimination and gender inequality. So they are unfairly treated by the society, especially its male members. They are deprived of their due rights, status, and share in every case and aspect. So the male part of the society takes undue advantage of women's rights. They are wrongly treated. Students, if we talk about the Islam, so this is what you have just read all these things in detail from your very initial and beginning classes. उर्दू में भी आपने ये चीज़ें पढ़ी हैं, इस्लामियात में भी पढ़ी हैं कि what was the condition of Islam before the arrival of a holy prophet. In fact, Islam तो उस वक्त था भी नहीं एक शेप में, लेकिन हमारे prophet के आने से पहले what was the condition of the women? What they do कि भाई जैसे ही if a baby girl was born, so what they usually do, they just buried her alive. This is what was happening in very normally, very commonly in each and every society before the arrival of our prophet. So if we just talk about our religion, being a Muslim, and if we talk about our religion Islam, so it also gives equal rights and status to both men and women. No religion or society has given so many rights as given by Islam. So it is now we are suggested in Islam that woman is a minor simply because she is female. Maltreatment of women is strictly prohibited in Islam, and Islam gives her dignity and respect and secures her right. The right of the female to seek education is not different from that of males, as Islam states seeking of knowledge is mandatory for every Muslim. So if we are talking about Muslim, तो Muslim में every Muslim में male भी आ रहे हैं और female भी आ रहे हैं. Islam gives women the right of independent ownership. It does not forbid women from seeking employment when her nature fits and society needs her. Now students, if we talk about the Pakistan, if we talk about our own country, that what is the condition, what is the situation of the women of Pakistan, how the way they face different hurdles and hardships. So Pakistani women face many hurdles and hardships in their lives. They are ignored and abused in every walk of life. The overall general health condition of women is not satisfactory. They are deprived of nutritious food and proper health facilities. They are also too unfortunate to get proper education, which hampers women to participate in the economic growth of the country. Pakistan women are dependent and rely on males for their financial need. They are not provided with appropriate jobs due to lack of education. So women workers are given less wages, and there is no effective plan to safeguard their rights. Now students, the next important point you can see in the next paragraph that what they are talking about the importance of education for women. If we talk about education field, so it is something which is very necessary for both men and women. Both the sexes are the part of society. Seeking of knowledge is a duty of every Muslim, man or woman. Education is not only necessary for man, even education for women is more necessary than for man. Just a very well quotation that is like, if we educate a man, so it means we educate an individual, but if we educate a woman, so it means we educate a whole family. An educated woman can rear and train her children well as compared to male. Now students, the main reason that why the women do not get proper education, so one of the factor is also about the parents. हम parents को भी इसमें blame करते हैं, because parents in most of the rural areas are illiterate and conservative. That's why they do not send their daughters to school. They don't think education is necessary for their daughters. They do not know that education is as much important for man as for that it is as much important for women as for men. Now students, the next very important point which is highlighted here, जो कि बहुत आम हो चुका है बहुत सारे rural areas में, that like as we know that the hospitals and the doctors are not available in remote areas, so most of the women lose their lives during childbirth. Qualified health staff, that is midwives and lady health visitors, are not available in rural areas. So due to this reason, maternal and infant mortality rate is very high. Another main cause of high mortality rate of women during childbirth is a negligence of man. They do not take their women to male doctors. यही मेन रीज़न है कि गांव के लोग या जो इलिटरेट लोग होते हैं, जो कंजर्वेटिव लोग होते हैं, वो इतने कंजर्वेटिव माइंड होते हैं कि इवन दे डू नॉट वांट टू टेक देयर वाइफ्स टू द हॉस्पिटल्स एंड टू द डॉक्टर्स। वो ऐसे क्यों नहीं करते, जिसकी वजह से उनकी वाइफ्स की डेथ हो जाती है? बिकॉज द रीज़न बिहाइंड इज दिस दैट द मेल मेंबर्स ऑफ द फैमिली डू नॉट वांट टू टेक देयर वुमेन टू द मेल डॉक्टर्स बिकॉज ऑफ ignorance. They think that it is against Islamic Sharia to take the women to male doctors. So as a result क्या होता है, like they feel shy and their faith does not allow them to do anything unlawful. So most of the people in rural areas are conservative by nature as well. Even women themselves do not want to go to the male physicians. They do not like to be operated by the male surgeons. Sometimes women die before they are taken to the doctors. Students, like if we talk about the prosperity and the progress of the country, so बिल्कुल ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है कि एक मुल्क इतनी तरक्की करे और उसमें वुमेन का, फीमेल्स का कोई हाथ ना हो, कोई कंट्रीब्यूशन ना हो. लाइक वी कैन से दैट वीक एंड aligned women cannot contribute much to the progress and prosperity of the country. What's the reason? Because such weak and anemic women produce sick and unnourished next generation. They are unable to participate in the economic and social growth of a country. Only agile and healthy women can take part in different activities and can produce healthy children. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द नेशन, वही रिपीटेड बात कि नेशन की प्रॉस्पेरिटी किस तरह उसको बेस्ट किया जाए, नेशन को प्रोग्रेस किस तरह दिया जाए, वो तभी पॉसिबल है दैट इफ़ अ नेशन और अ सोसाइटी कैन नॉट मेक प्रोग्रेस इफ़ वुमेन आर treated, if women are maltreated. In fact, women are the important segment of the society. So if they are neglected in any walk of life, then the pace of the progress and development stops. Women feel frustration if they are not given proper attention. They also fall victim to inferiority complex. So their latent potentialities cause to function, and under these circumstances, a nation cannot make progress. Besides, it cannot keep its pace with the ever advancing nation of the world. Such type of situation adversely affects our society. Now students, if we talk about our religion Islam में भी वुमेन को बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंस दी गई है. इफ़ यू आर नॉट रीडिंग कुरान, नो नीड टू गो थ्रू कुरान इन डिटेल, जस्ट रीड द लास्ट सरमन ऑफ आवर होली प्रॉफिट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम, जिसमें हमारे प्रॉफिट ने भी वुमेन के राइट्स पे बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस किया है, बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस दिया है. सो जब इस्लाम हमें एक चीज़ की इजाज़त देता है, बल्कि इस्लाम हमें ख़ुद बताता है दैट व्हाट इज़ द रोल ऑफ द फीमेल इन सोसाइटी एंड व्हाट इज़ द contribution and what are the basic rights. So if we are not following our own religion Islam, so then how can the country can become a very successful country? Like if we just talk about the Islam, or we talk about the inheritance, the share property, so yes, like women deserve to be given due share in inheritance. Islam also stress upon giving due share to the women in property left by their parents. But in our society, women are deprived of their rights. People do not follow the teachings of Islam. And there are many verses in the Holy Quran about giving due share to the women in property left by their parents. But people think that it is not necessary to give them share. They just give them dowry and feel that they have done their duty. So those people who deprive their daughters or sisters of this right, they are committing great crime, and they would be accountable to the Lord at the day of judgment. Now students, the concluding paragraph of this lesson is about the religious as well as national laws about the rights of women. There are religious as well as national laws about the rights of the women. लेकिन जो मेन प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि उन राइट्स, उन लॉज को इम्प्लीमेंट करना. द मेन प्रॉब्लम इज द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन. देयर आर मेनी हर्डल्स इन द वे ऑफ इन्फोर्समेंट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, आवर रूलर्स आर secular minded. They do not know much about religion Islam. Secondly, this is what I am saying, this is what according to me, like secondly, they are not sincere about the implementation of national laws. They do not want to solve the problems of the citizens, not only in Pakistan but all over the world. Women are ignored in all walks of life. Their rights are not fulfilled. So students, all these were the important points of the lesson 5.2, gender inequality is detrimental to society. Lekin students, whatever we have discussed, so it's not necessary that yes, this is what happens in every corner of our country. Like if I just talk about my own self, so alhamdulillah, the society gave me too much respect. My society is giving me respect. My society is giving me the basic rights. I feel my secure everywhere, चाहे घर में हूँ, चाहे घर से बाहर हूँ, चाहे जो भी इशू है, जो भी प्रॉब्लम है. इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट माई एजुकेशन, अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आई एम लिविंग इन दैट सोसाइटी जिन्होंने मुझे बहुत अच्छी एजुकेशन दी. इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट माई पेरेंट्स, लेकिन स्टूडेंट मैंने ऐसे लोगों को भी देखा है कि जिनके पेरेंट्स बिल्कुल इलिटरेट होते हैं, बट स्टिल दे वांट टू प्रोवाइड एंड दे वांट टू गिव अ वेरी बेस्ट क्वालिटी ऑफ एजुकेशन टू देयर चिल्ड्रन. सो दिस इज़ व्हाट आई एम सेइंग कि ये मैं अपने और आपके सर्कल में की बात नहीं करी जहाँ पे हम रहते हैं. लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स, अभी भी हमें रियलिटी का पता नहीं है. मे बी शायद हम अभी भी जिस सर्कल में रह रहे हैं, क्या पता वहाँ पे अभी भी कुछ ऐसे लोग मौजूद हैं, या तो कुछ फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम्स होंगे जिसकी वजह से दे आर नॉट गिविंग द बेसिक राइट्स टू देयर डॉटर्स, या कुछ कंजर्वेटिव माइंड होंगे, कुछ एजुकेशन का मसला होगा, कुछ सोसाइटी के कुछ इश्यूज होंगे. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल द सोसाइटीज, बिकॉज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह आवर कंट्री दे आर गिविंग टू मच प्रोग्रेस एंड दे आर गिविंग कंट्रीब्यूशन टू द वुमेन, टू द फीमेल इन दिस सोसाइटी एज वेल, दैट दे शुड ऑल्सो प्ले देयर रोल इन प्रोग्रेस ऑफ द कंट्री एज वेल. लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स, वी नीड टू गिव अटेंशन टू ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स, टू ऑल दीज थिंग्स, that still our country needs improvement to implement the basic rights to the women in the different societies which is given to them or which is given to us according to our religion Islam also. So hope today's lecture is clear to you. Students, still if you have any kind of confusion or problem, you may ask me. And what you have to do कि in your English NEET registers आपने पूरा lesson दोबारा से खुद से पढ़ना है, और पढ़ने के बाद then reading comprehension which is on page that is page 198 and 199. आपने ये सारे question answers try to attempt or try to write all these answers in your own words with the help of the original text. So hope you all are fine and अपना ख्याल रखिएगा next lecture तक. So till next lecture, take care and Allah Hafiz.